But you know what they say about Derry. No one who dies here ever really dies.
Welcome to Derry is such a unique and gratifying experience. This series carefully respects the source material of Stephen King's original works. It adds to it in a way that is believable, accentuating the movies themselves. It opens up so many intriguing possibilities of the law of the town, Pennywise, and even the Stephen King's universe. This brings us to the main topic of this video, and it hinges on what Ingrid Kersh said to Beverly. That's right. She said no one in the town really dies. At first, what a random thing to say. I thought, when I first heard it in the movies, it seemed so bizarre and out of place. It had no connection, an ambiguous statement that seemed to have a hidden message behind it. I thought to myself, was she delusional? Is she in denial? Was this a statement made under psychological duress from the torment of Pennywise? The answer is no. Ingrid was revealing the truth to us in the second It movies, years later. In the amazing series Welcome to Derry in episode 8, Ingrid knew something that we didn't know. And I'll explain what she knew and why her statement that no one ever dies in Derry is not some random out-of-the-blue remark. The foundation of her remark stems from episode 8, and this is where we find out that she is technically right. And it all begins with Pennywise, and also, ironically, ends with Pennywise. The entity called it can travel back and forth through time, mentally. To him, time is a circle, rather than a straight path that disappears into the horizon. Time doesn't work the same way it does for people when it comes to this being. He mentally time travels between himself. This allows him to see what his past self has done and is doing, and see what his future self has done and will do. I have to say, this is a unique form of time travel, and technically is immeasurably powerful, being able to change one's fate after seeing an outcome that is unfavourable. But this is only the beginning of the effects that come from Pennywise's travels, and this validates the Ingrid Kersh statement. Because technically the people are still alive, because Pennywise hasn't been able to escape the time paradox trapping him in Derry. All the people who Pennywise kills, all the horrific documented historical events caused by Pennywise, are technically not solidified in faded finalities, because it all evolves around Pennywise's mental time travel ability. If he chooses not to commit those past events, they don't happen. This means no one in the town of Derry really is dead as long as Pennywise hasn't escaped his prison. Pennywise's mental time travel ability has profound ramifications for that area, because not only is the town of Derry, in a place called by Stephen King a thinny, a dimensional thin spot that allows trans-dimensional beings to possibly come through, but now we've learned Pennywise is not technically beaten, and Derry is not technically saved, but is in actuality stuck in a time paradox thanks to Pennywise. This is even more intriguing, because we thought that Pennywise jail was a simple cage, with pillars that locked him up in a way that was no different from a dog pound. But no, his prison is far, far more sophisticated and multi-dimensional. Pennywise is also trapped in a time paradox. This means he is trapped physically, and is also trapped dimensionally. But this is only the beginning, and it's about to get really good, because I believe whoever constructed his prison built it in a way that had a long-term purpose. I'll explain. To understand this, we have to focus on our own judicial criminal system. Originally, the uncontaminated version of the US criminal justice system was supposed to officially encompass a balanced initiation of punishment, deterrence, incapacitation, and, most of all, rehabilitation. However, expert analysis widely supports the assertion that the US justice system is now immensely lopsidedly focused on mass incarceration, with the inducement and introduction of profit incentive, incarceration, and unprioritizing rehabilitation. The United States incarcerate more people than China, Russia, combined, holding the world's largest prison population and highest incarceration rate. So our idea of what a prison is could be based on the bias that we are fed by our lopsided version of what the criminal justice system should work like. That means the prison that Pennywise is in may not be an eternal cage like we're used to thinking it should be. I believe that Pennywise's cage is a rehabilitation confinement. Think about it. Pennywise is now stuck in an internal battle, a hellish repetition of his own demise by his own choices. No one's keeping Pennywise locked up except himself. Remember, the key to his demise was Georgie. Georgia, you might say, was patient zero, which set in motion Pennywise's own repetitious death sentence thanks to the death of Georgie, which eventually led to the formation of the final Losers Club and Pennywise's death cycle. And here's the important part. It's all caused by Pennywise himself. But hold on, because I'm about to throw out a crazy connection. That could validate that Pennywise is in a rehabilitation prison. Believe it or not, a Naruto connection, that's right. You see, there was a person in one of the episodes of Naruto that was so powerful, with abilities so destructive, that it threatened to tear a family apart. So what they did was they came up with an extremely powerful counter technique called Izanami. Izanami is a powerful, forbidden Uchiha Sharingan genjutsu created to counter the reality-bending Izanagi, trapping its victim in an infinite, a loop, repeating illusion of their own actions until they accept their true self and fate. It forces a moment of self-reflection by replaying a recorded scene endlessly, making the target acknowledge their mistakes. And the nightmarish loop is the key. The imprisoned never escape their hellish trap unless they reflect and acknowledge the mistakes they have done. This is the hell that Pennywise is trapped in. Yes, it may look like the townspeople are being ravished by Pennywise, but that's not really the whole truth. It's not technically game over for the townspeople, and they aren't really dead as long as Pennywise is trapped within the time loop. And I believe this was a prison set up by his father, Gan, or his brother Maturin the Turtle, or both, because we know they are benevolent beings, and basically Pennywise was an outlier of the family. They wouldn't want to immediately kill him. They would probably want to make him reflect on his actions and reform his ways. The truly amazing part of this story is if they can do it right, he could end up an anti-hero, teaming up with the Losers Club to fight the Crimson King, the ultimate evil in Stephen King's universe. Pennywise, the cosmic being, is formidable, but the Crimson King seeks to destroy all existence. This imprisonment scenario with Pennywise sets this up very nicely, because the only way he can truly escape is he must change the fate of the people of Derry to free himself from the time paradox torment. This could be epic. Setting in new adventures, I mean, he definitely won't become a hero, and I don't think any real fans of Stephen King would want that. But he could still feed on fear and flesh, but now just a little bit more selective of who he considers a delicacy. So in the end, Ingrid Kersh is absolutely right. No one in the town of Derry really dies. In fact, everyone in the town is caught in the time loop paradox along with Pennywise. Even little Georgie is alive. If Pennywise choose not to consume him, Rich is still alive technically. If Pennywise doesn't initiate the black spot fire, you see Pennywise is the ultimate warden and gatekeeper of his own jail cell. He can't escape it because he's blinded by his own arrogance, hatred, his evil. It's his own darkness that is his shackles that bind him to the live, die, repeat scenario. This is such a great show, and I cannot wait to see how they play with this in the future. A Pennywise anti-hero who fights the Crimson King. I'll do a separate video on that. But what do you think? Let me know below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.